companies, especially multinational companies, uh, they go by basically the issues which the parent company or where the company is headquartered. They have certain mandate that will invest only in education or whatever, and they normally follow this. Wherein, as you said, nation building issues may be completely different. So how do you convince clients to work on issues which are important or local issues rather than just copying?
Yeah. So this is a very good question to look at. How do we make CSR localized? So when we look at companies, if they are based out of India, they have to be with the Indian stakeholders. So when we look at Indian companies, because when they register into India as a private limited company, or if they have a branch office and they are making profit out of that, we try to work with those companies to say that they have responsibility for that country. And when you talk about responsibility to the country, it also covers the people in the country, it covers the environment, it covers all the stakeholders which are contributing to their profit. So when we look at, so employees will be covered, people who are investors will be covered, people who are buying the products will be covered. So entire chain of that stakeholders will be covered. So our work is more from the for the company to convince the company that they have responsibility, and they have to also see that there may be some issues which they want to replicate from the parent company, but from that parent company the direction can come, but localization are done by us to convince the companies on that.
Do you think this 2% issue now will take us backwards in the sense that we'll start equating CSR with philanthropy? The focus will again be on philanthropy rather than CSR in business processes or global signatory issues, and
Yeah. So this 2% is, I think, a welcome move from the government, and it is all linked to the Millennium Development Goals to say that we want to achieve that. If you look at from last 5 years, the quantum of money which used to come from outside, it is on the reducing trend. And the reduction is happening because we have our own internal stakeholders, companies. So we are also propagating that there should be a consortium which should be formed with civil society, government and companies should work together to see that the change should happen. And when the change is happening, or the thinking is that companies will be investing in the whole change, that is what is important today. So 2% will bring in a lot of change in the entire society and the mindset of the people, and that is a welcome move, because government and the companies should work together in building this society, and also looking at how the communities can change from a developing or a country which is in transition to I will not say to a developed country, but there will be also a lot of investment which will be needed. The investment is not only from the government point of view, but also from the point of view of the companies, to see that the people who will buy the products are from the company's perspective. So these are issues which are really trying to work on that. So this is the 2% is not only taking them, I will not say that it will take them to philanthropy, but what I'll say will be a broader spectrum of word will be nation building. So this is a not a charitable contribution, but a contribution for their own self, so that the products and services will be sold for a longer period of time.
Our NGO is ready to absorb substantial money now that it will come.
Yeah.
And what changes NGOs have to do in them
Yeah.
to ensure that efficiency of that money?
Yeah. So from the NGO perspective, because I have worked for many years in civil society organizations, our thinking should be that NGOs should have a good governance structure. The board should be well constructed. The governance should be good in terms of the internal processes, systems, and their approach should be good. The other part is that procurement processes should be right. Internal audit system function should work, and also looking at this is more from the governance side. Governance and management should not work hand in hand. There should be always a governance supervision on the management, and the management should also look at not only into their internal processes and operation part, but also program should be integral part of the management. which is not, if you look at today, organizations, program is the CEO is either very program centric or not program centric. So we want to see that the CEO should know everything about the organization, and the CEO should be answerable to the board, but board should also know the entire perspective of what are the weaknesses and the strengths and the absorbing capacity of the money. And the program should yield results. We should not create islands of success, but we should create a well-knit success stories. And that is what I'll say, that there will be a lot of consortium NGOs, where NGOs have to work in tandem. They have to create maybe a district approach, and that district approach will be creating a kind of a union, or you can say creating a member NGO membership at a district level, so that the companies can contribute to those members together, and they should have a definite approach. So I think the need will be to create professional CEOs, second line of CEOs, and also work on the entire governance and the management.